Get ready with me as I get ready for the car show. The Chicago Auto Show is happening right now. I am here on Media Day, but I have some pageant advice that I want to drop and share. So let's do this light beat and let's talk about it. So I have a post doing some decent numbers on Threads right now, talking about how Tyra Banks taught us, well, I learned from Tyra Banks during America's Next Top Model how to dress according to what you want to show and what you want to present that day, and that you dress according to the threes, which is your tatas, your midriff, and your legs. There's some days where it works that you go for a full leg look. Today I have my upper body out, so I have my midriff and my legs covered. There's some days I want to go with the crop. Then maybe I have a longer pant or high socks or knee-high boots. Give a little thigh. It's all about balance. And it's not even about dressing according to the men's. It's more so about balance. Literally, it's visually appealing. As a person who is also a filmmaker, there's so many things when it comes to composition of a camera lens and how to get a shot perfectly. And one of these things, concepts, is called rule of thirds. And I don't know if this is technically called the rule of thirds in fashion, but rule of thirds on camera is when you have two lines going parallel down and two lines going parallel across, and you want to put your subject on one of the intersecting lines. Not even your subject, the whole shot, and it'll be balanced. And there's other, video techniques. So when it comes to fashion, I think people underestimate the same principles of an outfit and how that outfit can make you look good or make you look, quite frankly, ratchet. And it's like, if you would have done just one thing different, this outfit you could have easily upgraded this style, so that way it doesn't look ratchet, it looks classy in a productive way. You know what I'm saying? And this isn't really, like I said, this isn't dressing for the other gender, because forget them. It's more so structure, literally balance, and how you present yourself. There's a phrase that I want us to start using more in pageantry, at least, called dress how you want to be addressed. I've heard this so many times from the older folks. Dress how you want to be addressed. And that's finding a style that works for you. I think the preppy look, you can never go wrong with the preppy look, honestly. But for pageant interviews, you do want to present an air of confidence, class, and leadership. And with that comes looking like a politician. Look to see how Kamala does it. And then it's just more so what you want the focus to be. If you want to show that you are a fashionista, which I don't think enough of us or enough of y'all in a pageant world is a true fashionista, then you will come with an outfit that is a little risky, fashion wise. If you want to show that you are a boho chic girl, then there's ways to show that in your outfit. Remember, the first impression, majority of that is your outfit. That's immediately how the judges are going to perceive you, and that's immediately how these guys are going to perceive you too, as something or someone to have a good time girl. That's what they call them on House of Wives of Salt Lake City. A good time girl, or someone who could be a wifey material. And quite frankly, we just have to kind of abide by these. But if you focus on following the pillar of the rule of thirds, then you can still get away with showing leg if you balance it out with a high neck. You could even do a high neck with the arms out and leg. You could actually probably even get away with doing a little midriff too. Midriff and leg. My combinations when it comes to the rule of thirds is this. It is, if it's a lot of tatas, then no leg. If it's a lot of tatas and midriff, definitely no leg. If it's midriff, if I'm wearing crop, I want to show the abs, then I think midriff and legs can work. I think midriff and tatas is a risk, but it could work. I think when you're showing leg solely, you can show midriff. I think when you're showing leg, I think you can get away with showing the tatas. I just wouldn't make them as pronounced, you know. Sometimes, you guys know what I'm talking about, where you can either show cleavage 100% or not. And if you're curvy, you got to consider your curviness too. Is also a focal point. So do you want to pronounce these curves? And that's with the tailoring and the fit of it, whether it's loose or tight? Or do you want to, I don't know, present like a different perspective? So when it comes to pageant dressing and just really fashion as a whole, I want us to think about the rule of threes. Am I showing, and I would never show all three at the same time unless it's done in a tasteful way. But if you have your boobs on full display, a belly shirt that's short, and a lot of leg out, unless you're like at the beach or in a warm climate, I think that body composition at that point matters, but I think it depends on location. I mean, obviously that works at the beach. Obviously that works in the club, you know, but then it's just like, how am I going to be perceived if I'm showing everything? Which is, maybe you care, maybe you don't care. But when it comes to competing in a pageant, obviously we care about perception. And sometimes it's not even worth it. If you know that you're walking into a room with a lot of gentlemen, then it's like, do I even want to bother with having them hounding me because I have my boobs out? You know, like, do I even want that kind of attention? And then you kind of figure out, like, okay, I can get away with. And let me also say too, this is not something that's just like covering up with like long sleeve or pants, because you can get away with not showing the leg with, like I said, a thigh-high boot, long socks, capris, a pencil skirt. You know, those aren't delivering full legs on display. When I say full legs on display, I'm talking about pretty much anything above your upper thigh, like when your legs are going to be the main character today. And there are times, I have a picture on my Instagram, me at the Bulls game, my legs were on full display, but I had everything else covered up with black and with that Sherpa jacket that people are wearing. So that's my 2 cents on the power of presentation. Thank you so much for listening. I hope you guys gained something from this. If you want some one-on-one help, I'm available, pageantsandprosecco.com, and on Instagram, pageantsandprosecco. Follow for more pageant tips, coaching tips, and learning how to build a brand around who you are in order to deliver a consistent contestant to these judges and win your dream crown in 2026. pageantsandprosecco.com.